I track my weight every single morning. The first thing I do when I wake up is I get up, I take my poop, I take my piss, and I weigh myself. And I've been doing that for a while now. And every time I come back to my journal and I just write in my journal how much I'm weighing. And sometimes I'm like 2 pounds lighter. And when that happens, when I'm 2 pounds lighter, what I usually do that day is I just eat so much more. I eat everything in sight because I want to upgrade my weight, right? So next thing you know, next day I'm heavier, right? It's almost a weight PR because of how heavy I am. But on that day where yesterday I ate a lot, well, now today I feel full during the whole day. So I end up not eating almost anything because I don't have a strong appetite. I've been a skinny guy for almost all my life. And up until 2 years ago, I started actually bulking and I gained 50 pounds in 2 years. But during those 50 pounds, sometimes there were days where I was winning. This is an example, but like 194, and then the next day, because 194 wasn't a lot, I was winning in 198 in the morning. And then on that day where I weighed in 198 in the morning, I wouldn't eat much. So I would go back down. So it would be this kind of vicious cycle of me being too light, so eating too much, and then not eating enough. And it might sound good on paper because and at least I'm eating too much on one day, but it's actually awful. This process of eating too much on one day and eating not enough on the other day actually kind of killed my gains, at least some part of it. And that is because the goal of bulking isn't to put on fat, it's to put on muscle, right? Now, have you ever wondered how this actually happens? Well, see it as if the goal of bulking was to put you in this anabolic state to grow muscle mass. And this anabolic state is a slight calorie surplus, just a slight calorie surplus, giving you the fuel you need to grow your muscle. So let's say I worked out today, right? My goal would be to eat just enough so my muscle can actually take that just enough of calorie and turn it into muscle, right? That's basically the goal, is to be in this anabolic state. And by eating too much on one day, I was in a great anabolic state on that day, but it would be so much that, yes, some of it would convert to muscle mass, but a lot of it would convert to fat, creating this amazing bulk where I was gaining a lot of weight, but way too much fat. And since on the other day I was not eating enough, I wouldn't make muscle gains, right? So I don't know if you can see the problem, but there's certainly a problem here. And to solve that problem, and it took me a lot of time to realize that I was actually doing something wrong. So I stopped it. I stopped focusing too much on my weight. I still track my weight daily, but now what I do when I see that I'm lighter, what I do is I maybe drink a little bit more water because sometimes because I'm dehydrated. And what I do is I try to focus on just this 300 calorie surplus. So I personally don't like tracking my calories. I've tried it multiple times, but it just doesn't work with me, right? So can't do much about it. So what I try to aim for is eat just enough. And after bulking for 2 years, you realize what just enough is. So maybe I would add one more extra meal, but I would make sure that I don't go to bed too full, because usually it's when I go to bed after having ate so much that it makes it so the next day I am full during the whole day. So what I like focusing on is not eating too much right before bed, so on the next day I'm actually hungrier. So that's basically the tactic that I've been using, just not eating too much before bed, but honestly in the morning. And if you can stuff your face, though, if you're a skinny guy, you know that stuffing your face in the morning is probably the hardest thing ever. But if you can, try to stuff your face in the morning and during the day, but before bed, don't eat too much. Because what this is going to do it has a link with growth hormone, but basically it's gonna make you hungrier next morning. So you could repeat that cycle and always feel just a little bit hungrier and always eat just in that 300 calorie surplus, putting you, because if you can eat only in a 300 calorie surplus every single day of your bulk, you're always gonna be in this anabolic state where you're gonna be able to convert all those calories in almost all muscle mass, leaving you with like almost zero fat gain. So if you're shredded right now, you can stay shredded for a while if you are able to do that. Now honestly, like even when you track your calories, let's say you do that, it's never fully accurate, right? So what you need to do is, try to keep tracking your calories. If you don't track your calories, it does not matter, but just make sure that you don't go to bed full. I think that's the best tip that can help you on this journey. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you're interested in one-to-one coaching with me, it's the first link in the description. And if you're interested in watching me and my brother, we have this channel, Anabolic Monkeys, where we work out together and we just post almost all our workouts. That's the second link in the description. See you in the next one. Mwah.